Welcome back. We often associate playing in the sandbox with activities at recess, but a new sandbox classroom is changing the meaning of the phrase for students at St. Paul. Ian Russell has a look at the hands-on opportunity high schoolers will have to learn about heavy equipment.
You're supposed to leave the sandbox as you get older. These kids would say.
I would have joined right away.
They're right where they belong.
It feels unreal because we've been working towards this for so long, and now it's finally happening.
A few months ago, we showed you this, an empty lot just north of the Capitol. But for students like Pa Do, this is now much more.
Amazing how they got stuff set up and stuff.
Now playing in the sandbox for real.
But to these students here today, it's a proving ground for them.
St. Paul Public Schools, the city, and dozens of other partners officially opened the Operating Engineers Sandbox Monday afternoon. A massive space for students to get actual hands-on experience with heavy machinery while they're still in school.
The students are excited, the energy's palpable. I can't wait to get into the sand and start digging.
Dusty Thune leads the class and says that experience is huge, especially for kids who've never had the opportunity.
A lot of outstate programs, they grew up with bobcats on their farms, or they have access to them, or they've driven something before they were 10. Our students have never driven anything.
Students can earn credit for high school, college, and with Operating Engineers Local 49.
12 students are ready to roll already just in 1 year's time with this partnership.
A huge head start to careers they'll be ready for.
The future of this industry is bright, and we're excited about building it together with you.
In a sandbox ready-made to help.
Not just the students that are here today, but the students that will be here for years to come. And I think that's amazing.
Students will spend a couple days a week there in the fall and spring, skipping winter. And to give you a sense of how much people wanted this to be built to help out students, a ton of what you saw there was donated. And the land was sold to the district for just $1. A new coffee shop opening just within the last several weeks is serving up more than a cup of joe. Java Jack's may sound like just another creative coffee house name, but as Boyd Hoopert finds out, the story behind this shop across the border in Wisconsin goes much deeper.
Sometimes before the sun rises, grief dawns on us. 200 dawns have lifted the sky over Baldwin, Wisconsin since the world darkened. For Laura Ritchie.
It's Jack's birthday today.
There's nothing left to do.
He would have been 36.
Jack Ritchie and his big sister grew up the tightest of siblings.
We wanted to buy land together.
Land, so they could build houses next to each other.
He was the closest person to me.
All your pleasure, all your pain.
Jack was delivering DoorDash a few hours before sunrise, October 1st, last year.
We have breaking news this morning. First responders are at the scene of a serious crash in Eau Claire.
That SUV being driven by an alleged drunk driver fleeing police with his lights off slammed into Jack's compact car. Now, before the sun comes up and after.
It's almost like your day is kind of filtered by this pain, of this very important person not being there anymore for anything.
Filter in more ways than one.
Java Jack's. He loved coffee.
Good morning.
Today, on Jack's birthday,
It's our grand opening.
Java Jack's is born.
Thanks for coming in.
Laura tried going back to her office job.
Hi.
But too much had changed. In December, she bought the building. Then Laura brought in Liz Hoyt,
Hello.
Jack's former girlfriend, as her manager.
The mission is to share Jack's memory.
Lovingly, they decorated the shop with pictures of Jack and the places he loved. Guitar music is a must. Jack's 3 favorite instruments hang on the walls.
Still being able to share his story, his words, his music. I just think that's so important.
And we got up at 4 a.m. to be here.
Jake Nelson and kids Manly, Emmett, and Olivia drove an hour from Barron.
That's Jack and that's me.
It's what you do for your best friend since 3rd grade, your best man, and the godfather of your firstborn.
Well, I came here because I wanted to be the first customer so I could give her her first dollar.
Okay, thanks so much.
Laura plans to donate a portion of her profits to groups supporting the victims of drunk drivers and their families.
Beautiful memories.
And host a grief support group here.
It's the guitar-shaped spoon. Isn't that cool? Happy birthday to Jack. Thank you so much.
Having felt the love, she wants to share it.
Chocolate chip cookies.
As they cook and clean, Jack will never be far away.
Always watching over us.
Well, I guess God only knows.
At dawn and all day.
He's not forgotten, that's for sure.
Boyd Hooper, KARE 11 News, Baldwin, Wisconsin.
The man accused of driving drunk and killing Jack is awaiting trial in Eau Claire County. Java Jack's is open for coffee, breakfast, and lunch Thursday through Monday. For more information, you will find a link in the print version of this story at KARE11.com. Stick with us. There's more news and weather coming up after the break.